Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available this Christmas, the Christmas Jingle Jingle album. Dad, F, players only love you when they're playing. Beast! Happy Wednesday. How are you guys doing? Let's get into this video. I have to tell you, some truths of the nature. I am a little bit nervous to make this video today. Let me tell you why, okay? So, I get a lot of requests on my videos for me to cover certain topics. If you haven't watched my channel for a long time, let me educate you. I have been doing drama commentary for over 6 years on this channel. Typically, I do more lighthearted drama. I cover a lot of beauty influencer drama. That's what I did over here for a really, really long time. I then kind of went into more YouTuber drama and have covered several people on YouTube, whether it be Trisha Paytas or Tana Mojo or Jake Paul and Shane Dawson. And so anyway, those are just some of the people that I have covered other than the beauty influencers like Jeffree Star and Jaclyn Hill and Tati Westbrook and James Charles. So often I get requests for me to cover hot topic stories that are going on, such as the Try Guys. And people will flood my comment sections and say, Peter, I really want to know what your take is on this story. Or, Peter, I really want to know what you think about what's going on. Or, Peter, you always give, really great advice or suggestions on what's happening. So I have been getting a lot of requests for me to do videos about two subjects. And those subjects were Ned Fulmer, his alleged cheating scandal that had occurred, and his leaving the Try Guys. And the other story was about the makeup influencer on TikTok, Michaela, and a lot of things that had happened with her. And so anyway, people were wanting me to cover those two stories. And I really, really thought about it. And if you watched my channel, and you've watched my channel for a long time, what I have said over here, okay, is that I typically stick to just doing videos about things that I am either A, interested in, or B, that I know things about, because for me to talk about a topic that I don't know much about, I feel is negligent, okay? Because then I'm just going to get in and I'm just going to be giving my opinion. But when I just give the facts and I just read straight from an article, people don't like that either. People really want me to give my opinion, right? And so I like to give my opinion. And so I was sitting here one day and I hadn't really planned that day to make my video about the Try Guys. And I was like reading this article about it and I thought, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to give my response to this just like I would give my response like anybody else. Like if they were just seeing this happen on Twitter or reading it on a Reddit thread or seeing it happen anywhere else on the internet, because there were articles everywhere about it, and just kind of like read it and be like, oh, have you heard of the Try Guys? Yeah, I've heard of the Try Guys. I don't really know them much. I haven't followed everything about them. And so I was just going to give my response to that. And in fact, in my video that I did, I even said on there that they aren't really on my radar. They're not people that I have followed or watched much, that I've watched a few of their videos through the years. So I made it very, very clear in my video that I didn't know much about them, okay? And that this was just kind of my response to what was happening, and that a lot of people had asked me to give commentary on what was going on. And that was really all I was doing. I even said in the video that I really didn't know much about the situation, which I didn't, And maybe in retrospect, I shouldn't have done the video. I don't know, like, I am watching a lot of stuff go on, and I've gotten so many comments. There were so many comments from people that were like, Peter, you completely missed this. You don't understand the depth of what is going on. And I was really, really educated by the comments in my comment section of my video, so I want to say thank you for that. And I will say that you don't have to always say things in a harsh way to educate people, you know, by just like raking them across the coals. People were like, Peter, you're an idiot. No, it was just that I didn't really know that much about them, you know. Yes, I did know that they were bigger than just a YouTube channel, that they had a book out and things like that. But, you know, I didn't really know that they were this huge, like, corporation is what people said. Now, they've come out in this video and said that they have 20 employees, which, you know, 20 employees is a company, and they have this television show that they're doing and things like that. But, so anyway, I just kind of did this response video to it. There were a lot of comments on there, on my video, that people were like, Peter, thank you so much for giving your response to this, you know? I want to tell you that I really thought about how I kind of wanted to respond to that first video that I did. First of all, I should have looked more into the story of what was going on. But I really wanted to just give, honestly, this is really how I felt. I just wanted to look at it because I've always felt like this on my channel, right? Like if you go back way in time when I would say like, oh, if I ever met so-and-so, I'd faint a million faints, right? Like I really just wanted to give a response to what was going on with the Try Guys as if I was anybody else out there just seeing it happen on Twitter. Like, I didn't want to do this, like, deep dive investigation. I'm not that drama channel. I have never claimed to be that drama channel. In fact, I have made jokes about not being that drama channel and saying things like, you know, like, oh, you know, investigator of the world east of the Mississippi. I make jokes about the fact that I'm not that person. I get a lot wrong much of the time, right? But I do think that when you're talking about, and much of my video, if you watch it, was talking about things like feelings of betrayal, feelings of being lied about, you know, or lied to, or having to play Nancy Drew in situations like that, and how it affects families and how it affects friends. And I do stick by all of those things that I said, okay? Now, I made a few comments in my video where I said that I felt like it was a PR move or whatever. I will retract those statements because I didn't really know the full length to everything that was going on and why the statements were worded a certain way, you know, like why the word consensual was used for legal issues and whatever. And so now, having read much of what's going on and having seen the statement that the Try Guys put out, and that is what this video is about, is the statement, I do get it a little bit more. So I want to read actually 2 comments that I received on my video. One was from like the day that I put the video out, and one is from just today, actually. So the first comment says, it's so much more, and this is just for people that don't really know much about what's going on, because I received so many comments from people that were like, and I read the article and everything that was on like CNN, I think, just for people, because a lot of people watch my channel and they don't know these people that I'm talking about. So I wanted to help people understand kind of a little bit more of what was going on. And so I want to read these comments to you because they are 2 comments that I think fully kind of like embrace more of the situation, and they helped educate me on the situation with the Try Guys. So I want to read these 2 comments to you. The first one is from Erica. It's so much more than just saving face and worrying about their brand, Peter. Ned is an executive producer, and his online persona was the My Wife guy. He was the dad of the Try Guys. He had an affair with Alex, a production manager employee, which opens them up to legal issues. They're friends with Ariel, his wife. Ariel is a part of their brand as one of the Tribe Wives who have their own podcast, which many people told me that the Try Wives podcast actually does better than when the Try Guys podcast started. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've been told by several people. This situation is so deeply intertwined with their business that, of course, they had to conduct an internal investigation. I kind of made fun of that in my video because I didn't realize, you guys, honest to God, I did not realize that, and this is my mistake. I am totally 100% owning that I should have known this. I should have looked into this. I should have figured it out. I didn't realize that they were so much more than just like a YouTube channel that got several different opportunities, right? That they were kind of like this corporation. I really didn't know that. And like I said in my video, you know, like they're just not really on my radar, and that's maybe not an excuse, but I just kind of wanted to give a genuine response to it. So anyway, going back to this comment, she said, This situation is so deeply intertwined with their business that, of course, they had to conduct an internal investigation. It probably involved legal consultation with their lawyers, which we found out in the statement that they just put out, I think 2 days ago or yesterday, that is true. If it were any other production company, I'd agree with the cynical, it's a PR move opinion. But in this case, there's a lot more involved. So thank you, Erica, for that. It really helped me. There were so many comments, you guys, that really educated me on the situation and really helped me understand more fully what was going on with the Try Guys. And so I want to thank everybody out there for really helping me with this. This one is from Lemon, and it says, "This take ain't it, man." This wasn't just 4 guys in a ring light. I kind of actually really appreciate this person, because this is like how I am, right? Like, this is like, hey, listen, okay? This ain't it, girl. You didn't get it, okay? I'm sorry, but you missed the boat on this one. So I kind of really appreciate how this person said it. Okay, this is from Lemon. "This take ain't it, man. This wasn't just 4 guys in a ring light. This is a legit company, and what Ned and Alex did opened them up to more than the drama phone, and subscriber loss. There's potential for multiple lawsuit issues and multiple livelihoods put in jeopardy. I don't doubt for a moment that legal and outside professionals have been involved and that they did everything they could by the book to reduce liability. This also wasn't an apology like a lot of people are calling it, because Eugene, Keith, and Zach have nothing to apologize for. Those are the remaining Try Guys. They didn't do anything wrong. This was addressing the situation with facts and real emotion to try to curb speculation and mitigate damage as much as they can. What Ned and Alex did was extremely, unbelievably selfish, cruel, and stupid. Honestly, I think the Try Guys are going to be better off without them. Ned was cringe always anyways, and the only good thing about him was Ariel. Bring on a new person, give them a nice pastel yellow color to match the vibe, and flush Ned down the toilet where he belongs." And so I really appreciate your honest opinion about that. If you want to read the other comments on my video, there were a lot of comments on my videos. And if you really want to kind of know how they were, I will tell you that like 50% of them were people thanking me for talking about something other than Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. And the other 50% were educating me about the things I got wrong. So that's where we're at today. I really just want to comment about this statement that the remaining Try Guys put out. It's like 5 minutes and 31 seconds. Like I said, I don't know anything about them. Okay, they're this corporation, this company now, and you know, they have like a television show that they did, I believe, for the Food Network. They have a book that they have put out. They've had so many opportunities. The wives do this thing. There's so much they've been doing, right? So anyway, I watched the statement because I had seen a lot of people talk about the statement. I had seen videos covering the statement, and so I really kind of just wanted to watch the statement and see what I thought. In my 6 years, okay, and like they said, like this last person, Lemon, said, it's not an apology video because there's nothing that they need to apologize for. In my 6 years of covering YouTube drama commentary, I have never seen a public statement put out that was so well done. In 5 minutes and 31 seconds, okay? First of all, it was concise, and it was well said. It was emotional. I mean, it was real emotional. I don't even know these people, and it was hard to watch. You could tell, like, there was anger, there was hurt, there was pain. I think there was still disillusionment, there was confusion. You could tell there was a lot going on there, right? And yet, they also explained everything that they are doing within this. And the one thing that I loved about this, I have to tell you, is that most YouTubers, and I don't know why this is, and influencers of the world and all this kind of stuff, they always kind of like, and I will say this is one thing that I do respect about Michaela, because I have been following her now since all of this stuff came out, that she released this like 9-minute apology statement, whatever, that she did it on TikTok. And the Try Guys released their statement on YouTube. One of the things that always drives me crazy is when YouTubers and influencers release typewritten statements on Twitter. I'm like, no, okay? Like, if you're gonna like meet your people where they're at, like, you're a YouTube channel, this is where you started, this is where people know to find you, do it where you're at. You know, like with Michaela, it's TikTok, so that's where she did it. I was so impressed. They're sitting on a couch. You know, it's very short. It doesn't have to be long. And they address all these things. And they address, you know, what went down in a very short period of time. I mean, you think about, listen, I've already talked for 14 minutes, okay? So in a third of that time, they got all of that stuff done. And they addressed, like, how they're removing Ned from all of this stuff and from merch even, and going further, and, like, the editing of all that. I mean, if you think about the work that has to go in to removing him from everything that they are as a business is unbelievable, right? And then they talked about how they met with like internal attorneys and like legal teams and things like that, whatever. You know, and I didn't really understand this at the time. You know, I knew that this woman like worked for the company. I didn't really realize, and I guess I've just been told, this is based on what I've been told, that Ned was like her direct supervisor. And so you're talking about a whole other bag of tricks, okay? You're talking about huge issues there from a legal liability issue, right? Which is why the certain language was used and all of that. I am not aware if she's released a statement or anything at this point. But, so, you know, and I liked that they said in there at the end, I will say this, that they said at the end of their statement that the internet can be really, really cruel towards women, and that to be fair in the statements that are put out there and stuff like that, because I do think that that's true, you know, and I think that this is somebody that, you know, I think immediately we want to villainize one person over the other or whatever, when I think they both are equal partners in what happened. I just think it's so sad. And again, you know, like, I'm speaking to something that I really don't know tons about, but I'm going to say this. It's like, you know, I said this in my last video. I was like, was it worth it? You know? And this was the thing to me. It's like, they talked about how they found out because fans contacted them and said that they had seen Ned and this Alex woman in public in a romantic way, and then contacted them, and then they contacted Ned and asked him if there was any truth to it, right? And that he verified and said that there was, and that this had been going on for a while. I mean, can you imagine those phone calls? Like, okay, what are we going to do? Like, seriously? When, like, Ned's just off living his good life. Not, apparently, this statement of I'm worried about my kids and my wife and my marriage because that's where my focus needs to be, wasn't where his focus was on Labor Day weekend, when he was like, yeah, and this has been going on for a while now, you know? So was it that you are upset about what happened and that it's affected your job and your marriage and everything else? Or are you upset that you got caught? I'm just asking because I think that's a fair question to ask. You know, and I also wonder, like, in a situation like this, when you're a public persona like this and you've been on something like the Try Guys and all this kind of stuff, where do you go from here? I mean, do you all of a sudden just go start working at the Cracker Barrel? I mean, like, what's your next job move? You know, unless you're doing like IT for some company that will hire you because you have some kind of like technical background or whatever. Like, he's really screwed the pooch on this one. I mean, he has, you know, and I think to myself, I mean, I really hope that y'all were in love with each other. I hope that it, you know, because now they're all saying that they're going to work on their marriages and stuff like that, which, like I said in my last video, you know, like I've had friends of mine that have been in relationships where much worse things have happened, and they have worked through it, and they are stronger on the other side, you know, and it's the truth, you know, and I was actually, I brought this topic up, and I was talking to my, so my husband and I are marriage counseling. I talk about that in a lot of my videos, and we had a session on Monday night, and I was like, oh my God, there was a situation that's going on, and I made this video. This was before I knew I was going to get the backlash of the comments, but I was telling him, you know, that I got a lot of comments from people that were saying, thank you for saying that, because I've gone through a lot of stuff in my marriage and I just thought that it was going to be over or this or whatever. So thank you for saying that you have friends that have been stronger on the other side. And our counselor looked at me and he goes, it's absolutely the truth. He goes, I have had couples that have gone through absolute hell that have made it through on the other side and are 10 times stronger because of what they went through. So that could be the case, and I hope that it is. You know, for them, I mean, for any human being out there, I wish the best. But, you know, like, if that's not the case, and this has been going on for a while, and she was engaged to this guy and did some shopping for a wedding dress video and all this, I just think that the nonsense of all of it, the absolute buffoonery, right? Like, just tell your partners, listen, I'm not in love with you anymore, and I'm sorry, and I know this is hurtful, but this is the person that I want to be with. Could have saved yourselves all of this pain and misery, and also saved your partners so much public just shame, and I mean, just all of this, and it's not their shame that they have to own, but just the public, just, I don't know, it's just so sad, you know? And these three guys didn't deserve this. They didn't deserve to go through this, you know what I mean? So I don't know, and I hope that they really are in love. I hope it was worth it, or I hope they work through it, you know, because to me, so I said in my last video, I said, you know, I hope it was worth it to these people. Is it worth it? And it was interesting because I got quite a few comments from people on my video that just said, I mean, it was like one sentence and it said, no, it's not worth it. Basically saying, like, I've been through this before and no, it's not worth it. You know, it's painful. It's like, okay. And so on such a huge level, you've now affected all of these people by your selfish. I mean, if you're going to work on your marriage and you're going to work on this, then it obviously wasn't love. So was it lust? So your selfish lust puts you in a position where you've now directly affected all of these people. I don't know. Makes me very, very sad. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. If I got something wrong this time, please, please, please educate me. That's how I continue to grow over here. I have no problem admitting when I get something wrong. I want to continue to grow. I have been looking more into the Try Guys in case there's something that I need to speak to further down the road with all of this. I hope that I don't have to, you know, I hope that they are able to, you know, move on from this. I hope that they are able to get a fresh start. You know, I'm big into reinventing myself and others reinventing themselves and whatever, you know. I think if anybody that watches my vlog or knows things about me knows I've had several restarts in my life, starting with my sobriety and breakups and things like that. And it's like, you know, I think in life we're offered these moments sometimes to say, okay, do we want to change some things going forward? Who are we going to be? And maybe this is an opportunity for growth for them, you know. Maybe this is an opportunity to be something that they weren't able to be before, and that they can bring somebody on new, or that they can just be the three of them, or who knows what, right? But maybe this doesn't have to be this devastating story that it is, you know. Hopefully, okay, and I'm just that person out there that wishes the best for everybody. Hopefully this marriage can be repaired and it can be the best for Ned and his wife and their kids, and hopefully Alex and her fiance can work things out, and hopefully the Try Guys can work things out, and everybody will end up down the road healing from this. And you know, and if not, maybe they can find their own roads. I don't know. So anyway, let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.